Hey guys, what is up? I hope you're all good today. Hope you're having a great day so far. So this is an episode of Whiteboard Weekend. Thank you very much for joining me and taking the time out of your lovely weekend to come and learn a little bit more about supplementation with us here at A-List. I'm talking about Cutler Nutrition today, specifically Prevail and Amplify. Some of you may have seen me do this on our Instagram stories before. If you're not following our other social media platforms, make sure you go do so. Our Facebook and our Instagram, we're very active on them. Of course, this is part of our news section on the website, being the A-List analogy. So before I go into the Whiteboard Weekend, I just want to quickly say a huge congratulations to Jay Cutler, for bringing out another 3 SKUs to his line, which we will be carrying as of next week. Pre-order should already be live for you guys, as by the time this is posted, it's probably the weekend. So that includes Cognition, Safeguard, and the long-awaited Total ISO, which is Jay's 90% whey isolate in both fruity cereal and cinnamon crunch. Now, I for one cannot wait for that, guys. If you have tried the Cutler Nutrition range, you know that the flavor profiles are insane, so you know this whey is going to be pretty special. So yeah, also we have Sculpt and Triumph coming back. So if you are a trade consumer, make sure you hit up National Sales Manager James Cox. And if you are a online consumer, make sure you go take advantage. We're going to have plenty of stacks and probably a promo as well. So yeah, that's it for the sort of roundup of Cutler Nutrition right now. I'm very pleased with the brand and I'm delighted to be working with Jay on it. So now I'm going to break down both Amplify and Prevail for you guys today. We're going to go through each of the ingredients, exactly what they're going to elicit for you, and why they're going to work particularly well for your training and helping you get to your fitness goals. So if you're new to this and you haven't seen this before, essentially what I do is I go through the 5 pillars of a pre-workout stack. The essentials that you need to cover: energy, mental focus, endurance, muscle power, and pump. Obviously you can break it down further from that, but for the majority of us, that is what we're looking at. So I think we'll start with Prevail first. These are the 2 scoop dosages, by the way, guys, for these supplements. So right at the top you have 4 grams of L-citrulline, increases nitric oxide production and therefore increases pump. It's a good start. That's a decent dose of a really well-known and well-researched nitric oxide booster. I would have liked seeing it at 6 grams, but 4 grams is still pretty good. 2 grams of taurine. Now, I absolutely love this ingredient for various reasons. It increases the muscle contractions around the workout perimeter, as well as a nootropic feel, so it gets you more dialed in, as well as hydrating the muscles. The more hydrated you are, the bigger the pump you get, etc. Which is why I brought it down to pump as well as mental focus, because I believe the extra contractions as well that you can get from the muscle if you're performing hypertrophy style workouts will definitely aid in that side of the pre. Then moving on to acetyl L-tyrosine, 750 milligrams, 0.75 grams. That is a huge dose of a really nice euphoric feeling nootropic. It's going to make you feel really good while you're training, get you real dialed in. Moving on, you then of course come to the energy side of Prevail. This is the stim side of the pre-workout. So caffeine and anhydrous, we're all familiar with that. Aids in energy, bunch of other really cool things, but mainly just gives us a kick. That obviously goes up to energy. Dicaffeine malate, 0.15 grams, so that's 150 milligrams. That's going to slowly release into your system and taper you off from the caffeine and anhydrous, because no one wants a crash. Jay made sure you don't have a crash. Next you have Neurofactor. So Neurofactor is actually a coffee extract, really cool nootropic that's come out recently. It's a trademarked ingredient, and that does have a significant impact again on mental focus. You can see where the main aim of this pre-workout is going here. Then moving further down from that, theobromine, which again is a really cool nootropic. It's going to give you a really good sense of well-being and uplift. You definitely feel that from Prevail. It's very euphoric, makes you feel very good. So that's a great addition. Then L-theanine, which actually works with the other forms of caffeine to amplify its effects, make them more prevalent and prominent in your body. That's going to multiply your energy sources. And then you get to cocoa seed extract here. Again, these are all great dosages, guys. Cocoa seed, again, coming in at a good dose, 200 mcgs, 20 milligrams, sorry. That increases endurance and nitric oxide production. A lot of you will have seen it from the recent arms race SKUs. Vinotrox in there, although this isn't the trademark version of that, it's still going to perform well in your body. It's going to increase nitric oxide production and endurance. That's good. And athletic performance, it's been shown. And then going to probably one of my favorite ingredients in this pre-workout right now is huperfazine A. Huperfazine A is basically, it inhibits an enzyme in your body that breaks down acetylcholine. So you're going to see why that is important in a minute, because quite a lot of these ingredients actually increase in acetylcholine. So that obviously relies on you being able to stay focused and getting that laser tunnel vision that you want for while you're training, so that you can concentrate on your sets and your reps. So that inhibits an enzyme, right, that breaks down acetylcholine. Now, alpha GPC increases acetylcholine. So at 0.75 grams, so 750 milligrams, that is a huge dose. You typically see that about 600 milligrams, and that's like the upper end. I haven't seen a dose like this in quite some time, so that is really, really cool. That, of course, increases mental focus. I really like the synergism there, and I really like the fact that they have so many nootropics in there, because I'm a big believer in focus around the workout perimeter. I really like nootropics. It doesn't get your heart rate up. It makes you feel really dialed in, really nice and ready to get the job done, really. Without you feeling stimmy, jittery, and all that good stuff. So it's a really nice feeling pre-workout. That's the bottom line. You can see from the shades of blue that are all coming in here, very mental focus based. Now, where does it lack? Definitely muscle power. There is no muscle power ingredient in Prevail, so that's something to consider. Endurance could be better, and of course pump, but pump is obviously addressed in Amplify over here, so I'll switch over to this side, guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, assuming you're stacking it with a non-stim, but I would always make sure that you do so. Okay, so now we'll move on to Amplify. So Amplify, as you can see, is predominantly pump based to address the lack of pump in Prevail, which is really good. They've thought about the synergism between the products, which I love. I love it when formulators actually think about the ingredients they're putting in the products and how they can actually benefit you as the main consumer. It just entails a much better customer experience from our point of view. Okay, so L-citrulline, 5 grams. You're obviously doubling up on that there. So you're now going to get 9 grams, which is tremendous. That's dramatically going to increase nitric oxide production. I'm assuming again that you're taking them both, but even as a standalone, that's pretty good dose. Only 1 gram less than what I typically like to see in like a pre-workout these days at 6 grams. Then you move on to 2 grams of taurine again doubling up. So you can see the scaffolding of the pre-workouts pretty much the same. Taurine and citrulline being the main components. 7 grams respectively in each pre-workout between the 2 ingredients. 2 grams again, nitric oxide production, not nitric oxide production, hydration, mental focus, which I haven't actually pulled across, which is pretty annoying, but forgive me on that. Muscle contractions, whole bunch of really good things with taurine, as I previously discussed. So 4 grams is a tremendous dose. 5 grams and over, I tend to get a little bit sleepy from anecdotal experience. So that's just my feeling from it. I know some other people do as well, but 4 grams is the sweet spot, I think. I haven't had that with this pre-stack, so that's good to know. Creatine HCl, again addressing a lack of muscle power in here. So creatine HCl is the more soluble form of creatine on the market. 1.5 grams is the clinical dose of this particular ingredient. I only really advise creatine HCl for those of you that struggle to digest creatine monohydrate. It can make you bloat. If you are sensitive to that ingredient, then you should be using creatine HCl or creatalkaline or something like that. Something that focuses on more bioavailable forms of creatine. That way you're able to get the creatine in without the bloat, because no one likes to be bloated. Okay, so that obviously increases muscle power, which is fantastic. And then these ingredients here, and there's various others. There's an electrolyte blend as well, which I didn't put on here, but I sort of, it's highlighted in the pink Himalayan. So coconut water extract, 0.5 grams, so 500 milligrams. That's going to aid in hydration. I like to think of getting a pump as being one of the key focuses around my workouts. There's 3 things I need to focus on pre-workout to ensure that I get the biggest pump possible. Number 1 is hydration. You have to stay hydrated. This is going to help that. Number 2 is ensuring my glycogen storages are high, so the amount of carbohydrates I have pre-workout and obviously throughout the day, so that way my muscles have energy and are also allowed to fill out essentially. And then finally you have improved nitric oxide production, so taking lots of fruits, beetroots. Obviously you've then got like L-citrulline, your non-stims, etc. But there's various things that you can do in your diet to increase blood flow. And yeah, they're the 3 main pillars for me. And these 3 ingredients pretty much cover them. Coconut water, as I said, hydration. Nitric oxide production you've covered up here with the L-citrulline. Again, hydration there with the taurine to increase the pump. Creatine has been shown to act as almost like a glucose disposal agent in some studies, so you could argue that, but I wouldn't really say it elicits that effect in this scenario. Great seed extract increases endurance and nitric oxide production, so that's obviously going to elicit a bigger pump. And then pink Himalayan salt, again increasing hydration. So you can see how they haven't solely focused on nitric oxide production like most non-stim pre-workouts do on the market, which I really like. It's very smart. They think it from every aspect, and as a result it's actually a really good non-stim pre. Coming in at £30 and £35 respectively for Prevail and Amplify. They work together exceptionally well. You get a very euphoric feeling pre-workout, and the pumps are sick. Like, I know what you guys are thinking. Straight away, this isn't the most overwhelming pre-workout panel we've seen, and I agree. I didn't have high hopes when I was taking Amplify for the first time, but the synergism between the ingredients, the fact that it attacks those 3 pillars for me for pump, and also aids in some of the things over here with Prevail that it lacks in, makes it a really, really good pre-workout stack that I've been really enjoying recently. So that is why I'm doing it here today on a Whiteboard Weekend, so that you guys can see the benefits from these pre's, because I think they deserve the spotlight. Because like I said, I really like it when formulators look at the ingredients. They say, okay, what are we lacking in? What do we need to make up for? And what do we need to put in this pre-workout to ensure it's a balanced consumer experience? And that's what they've done here with Cutler Nutrition. Now, obviously, things that are lacking. Muscle power is a primary source that is lacking. In that respect, I would actually probably stack it, if you have the extra expenditure, with something like Vigor. That would be a really good pre-workout stack from Arms Race Nutrition. Then you're really covering the muscle power component, you're really covering the endurance component, and then there, from my perspective, that's the only thing you guys are lacking in this pre-workout stack. Especially if you're wanting something that's really high focus, because this, that is the main attribute for me in terms of this pre-workout stack is the focus is incredible. Like so dialed in, so euphoric, and it lasts a very long time. So don't let the stims fool you. They are quite low, but for a lot of us that's quite a good thing, because I don't know about you, but I'm taking in Miracle Energies throughout the day. I don't always want a pre-workout that's going to blow my head off so that my caffeine content isn't too high. So that's good. And then they've put in all those nootropics in there to make you dialed in. And then also from like a little bit of a fan side of things in terms of Jay, if you look back at all Jay's stuff when he was training and when he was his whole bodybuilding career, I think it's safe to say that he was one of the most focused bodybuilders on the IFBB Pro scene. Made some incredible achievements throughout his career and maintains that focus to this day. And that's what I really like about Prevail, because it reflects that. It shows his personality. And I feel like a lot of supplement brands that have come from high profile athletes or affiliate brands as such, not that this is, because Jay is the main owner, but you know what I mean, they just missed the point. Like they don't have it feels very like hollow. It just feels like they're after profit margins, and there's no real message behind the brand. There's no real sense of belonging to the actual owner, if you know what I mean. Whereas this feels right at home with Jay's attributes, what Jay believes in, and you can tell Jay has played a big role in formulating these products. Okay guys, so that is going to be it for me today on Whiteboard Weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. I do apologise, this is one of our slightly longer videos, but there was a lot to cover today, and I felt like we pretty much covered everything, so I'm pretty happy with this video. So thanks for watching guys. If you have any questions about anything we've covered today, please feel free to send us an email or direct message us on our social media accounts. And if you want to buy Prevail and Amplify, they're in stock, all flavors, online now. Go show some love to Jay and Cutler Nutrition, because they've made a fantastic pre-workout stack.